that's like me trying to tell Michael Phelps I can swim to the lap faster than him. You know,
Or
it's like
rip a bong faster than Michael Phelps.
I might have him on that.
Who knows?
I might have him on that.
You know, maybe if we get you in the same room together, we'll find out.
For my brothers, for my family, for my mama, for my friends, for my bros. I gotta stack out this gold. I tell you I'm on the road. About to get all this dough. Me and no fuck niggas know. I swear to God we the ghosts. This ain't the story they told. Man, if you know, then you know. I never had to tell my dogs that we on rough for greatness.
This is what I was just saying. It's like lights, camera, action.
Has that
It's,
replaced
you know.
the clap?
Yeah,
'Cause
we don't
used
do
to
the clap.
We don't do clap anymore.
Don't do the clap anymore.
Well, no, because
clap is out.
The reason why we don't do clap anymore is because I would normally do it for the spike, so then I could go back through and I could just line it up. But now the technology is so good, I can just highlight everything and synchronize it, and the computer knows where we're talking.
Is that why they would do it for the spike in audio, so you know exactly when to cut it?
You know exactly where to start it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, learn something new every day, and we're only not even. This is probably negative minutes into the pod. You know, like we probably haven't even gotten to the intro of the pod yet. We're already learning new things. So
That's so funny. But no, I've been kicking it around a little bit. I've been editing it a little bit.
yeah, that's what you were saying, doing the TikTok.
No, I'm like,
even more of that. Even
I'm trying to
No,
like
not
learn
even
from his
CapCuts.
computer.
Yeah,
he's
CapCuts.
From his
learning
computer.
He's learning how to like legit edit, and it's like we're not doing like traditional. Oh, learn how to open the thing. Oh, then you do this. I'm like, no, like, we don't got fucking time for that.
We don't got time.
You're getting thrown in the ocean, and we're just gonna learn that. And it's very tough for me because I don't.
It's
wanna
good for
teach.
him.
Well, I mean, like first of all, you're self-taught on the whole like editing and cutting, processing. So, I mean, to teach Zachary, it's a little watered down version of.
Well, he
your
just doesn't have
self-taught process.
patience. But I'm a good person to learn from because
I'm surprised Joshua doesn't have patience.
for sure.
mean-
But like I'm a good sport with it because I like know that's just like how he is.
But
Like
no-
I don't get frustrated. I'm just like
No.
well, it's my first time doing this.
But
Like,
sometimes
just
I'll
give
be
me a
like,
second.
I'll
Give
be
me a
like
second.
telling him what to do. I'll be like, hit C, and then I'll be like, go over here, and he's just like, no, I'm gonna go do the opposite of what you just said, and I'm just
What's
like,
this, huh? What's this?
I'm
That's
like,
what,
bro,
but that's
the
what it's
fuck are you
it's
doing?
my curiosity. Like, oh, what's this do?
You know,
Or he'll be like, hey, we need to do this, and I'm like in my head trying to do it without him telling me.
sometimes
It's just how I'm trying to
sometimes
learn.
you got to figure out what not to do in order to
For
figure out
sure.
what to do.
But it's like, I'm just memorize what I'm telling you. You don't have to skew outside the lines. Let's just run it, because it's like I'm trying to teach him a very select. Like, I don't need him to learn how to edit a documentary.
Right,
I
or
need
like
to let
a-
him.
Maybe.
I need to get him to learn how to edit some short form videos to take shit off my plate. Not only for that, but like he can create his own videos so that I can edit my videos. He can edit his videos, and
Right.
or he might edit some of my videos eventually. Excuse me, but I can then focus on long form. So it's like I can start
sure.
editing long form stuff while he's editing short form stuff.
Start
so
doing a
it's-
more life for sale, Ben Mala, king of YouTube.
And we're
For sure.
we're putting it out there. I'm going to get an interview with Ben Mala in 2023.
Dude, I
100%.
just saw that he was looking at a building to buy in New York, I think Manhattan somewhere, but he was talking about how you buy the building, but then the city of New York owns the land, so you got to pay a lease payment out to them, and then you have insurance. He was just breaking down the cost of like owning a high-rise. It was a hotel, I think, a franchise hotel, and if you fall down the Ben Mala hole on YouTube, like I don't blame you. The guy's electric.
Yeah, no, he's absolutely electric. He actually, I was telling people at my work about him. I was like, he is like the perfect blend of entertainment, education, and it's like a mixture of a couple different things, bro. He's gonna be yelling at people,
Right.
But like it's like all in good fun.
I think something too is like he's a good mixture of yelling at people, poking fun at people, educating, but then like why do people watch someone like that has so much more money than them? Because they want to see things that like they don't get to see regularly.
sure.
Yeah.
And he's not like an asshole about it. You don't hate him for having like all that money. Like,
I mean, he worked
you're like,
hard for it,
I'd
so
like
it's
to
like-
chill with that guy
For
you
sure.
know?
I mean, anybody
sure.
that's hustling, like for you to be like mad at them because they have money and they worked so hard for that money, like that's just him. That's just
He's also
sure.
a man of the
ridiculous.
people. He was in Vegas and did like a meet and greet right in front of the
Oh,
Bellagio
he always does that.
fountain. So
Oh,
he's
yeah.
a man of the people.
I would
But
sure.
I
I would
don't even
smoke
smoke cigarettes.
I would smoke a
I
I
would
was
smoke
just
a
saying
cigarette
that,
with
dude.
Ben
I was
Mala.
gonna say I would smoke.
Oh, yeah.
I would smoke a couple cigarettes with
I
Ben
think
Mala.
I'm gonna try to get him.
I would do a podcast where we only rip darts.
I'm gonna try to get them to 1:37. I'm gonna try to get them to 1:37 p.m. And I think that's gonna be one of the things I say to them. I'm gonna pitch them the idea. can I smoke a cigarette faster than Ben Molly? And see if we can do a video and see if
You think
Ben
you could do it?
I don't know, but we're gonna see really quick. I'm gonna get fucked up.
I mean, that's being committed to the bit.
That's like me trying to tell Michael Phelps I can swim to the lap faster than him. You know,
Or
it's like
rip a bong faster than Michael Phelps.
I might have him on that.
Who knows?
I might have him on that.
You know, maybe if we get you in the same room together, we can find out.
We hit like a dab lab. I think I got Phelps in the bag.
For sure. You probably do.
Dab lab.
But no, like, Tip, just a pleasure to have you on, man. It's been a while. It's
So
been
glad
a
to
while.
see you boys back
I just wanted to
again.
reset the room. Sorry, that was a hot start.
That
I'm
was
not
a
gonna
hot
say that was a
it
hot
was-
start.
And for all the people that don't know Tip, like if you just are now coming along for the ride, currently as today stands, Tip is the third person in our cover art for the people that
This is true.
don't like it and or say something to us
Or are just wondering.
or just wondering or just
Yeah.
curious. Snoopy, you know?
And the reason Tip is on it, as when we started this podcast, he was on like 7 of the first 10,
You know, we like to put it as our Dark Lane demo tape.
and they were long podcasts.
They
Those weren't
long
short-
Those were like
podcasts.
45 minutes.
And I think
man.
that people don't understand. Like we did like 10 podcasts. Our first 10 that we dropped weren't our first 10.
Yeah.
That was
Right.
like our first 30.
Right.
One
yeah,
of our first 30.
for sure.
So
we were in the lab with it.
yeah, you got to be in the lab a little
We were
bit.
doing outside podcasts. We were just getting.
I think
wild
one
with it.
of our first podcasts, bro, we ripped outside,
Ripped
and I
That
just
was the
outside.
very first one
I
we
just-
posted.
I
We
just
ripped
think
it
dude, we
outside.
ripped it outside, and I was like, man, I was like, it's kind of jokes now, like looking back at it.
I
But like
mean-
we were just talking about the other day, we were like, it'd be cool to do another outside pod, but it's like just the logistics of
Yeah.
it are just so
I
much
want
tougher.
to do one on the beach,
from doing
like a Drake Lil Yachty one.
from doing outside pods to doing pods for 137.
I mean,
That's pretty gnarly.
Slowly.
We're
Hopefully.
trying to do something.
Third member, people have asked. You know, been here since day one, like we said. Dark Lane demo tapes, and may not be on all the episodes, but a big supporter from behind the scenes. So
Of course. We
you
wish
know,
we could have you on more.
Yeah.
Just the logistics.
The
Yeah,
logistics
If we could
and-
get you out to New Jersey, New York, bro,
I mean,
it'd be way different.
Just like when we went up north last summer, you know, we get out to New Jersey, lock me in a room.
We
not coming
definitely-
out until I have 100 reels.
we definitely should go. Like when we do our up north trip this year, we should definitely lock in and get you up there. Like get it where you can get your time off in that span of time somehow,
Right.
and try to get you up there. And let's try to like, I like when we have a little content weekend and we can
I
just,
mean, you
we can
know,
just chill, get
one
some
of
thoughts
the-
out there.
One of the biggest videos to come out of that, one of my favorite videos I've ever done, is the like 4-second, 5-second Joe Burrow clip where you just start with a Joe Burrow card and then pan to me, and I just chop the fuck out of a block of wood, and it just rings out through the forest, and you know, that's my personal favorite on the content.
That was a good video though. That was
I
a good
remember
video.
showing it to your
Jokes.
dad, and Curdy was like, "Yeah, it's pretty safe wearing the flip flops, chopping wood." I was like, "You got me there, Curdy."
Hey, be like, hey, we did that on purpose just to get chirped in the comments. So that's where you're wrong, Kurt.
Hey, sometimes you gotta
Actually,
put out a
is that
hot
actually the
comment.
purpose?
Oh, no, we were
No.
just,
Oh, I thought
we were just chopping.
I was
the
about to
bug.
be like, "Fuck, man, you got me."
You know,
No, we were just. Well, that's what you.
brainstorming.
Hey, you can spin anything. You can
For
spin
sure.
anything.
yeah,
For
you
sure.
can. You can.
You can
spin
anything that's negative, spin positive.
I love any
That's
negative
fact.
comment that I get because I just spin it positive.
You
know?
got to.
When
You
have
people
to.
like comment negative stuff on my post, I'm just like, thanks for watching.
We're gonna get.
Thanks for the
Pre-
comment.
that comment means more.
We're
Thanks
gonna-
for the engagement.
We're gonna
For
get
sure.
Kurt on the pod. Like we want to do it up north. We're gonna get Curdy on the pod. We think
Or
it
at
could
the
be
wedding,
jokes. Or at the wedding. We might do it at the wedding.
Cool.
We're trying to get Penz. We might get Penzi on.
A 2-parter like Curdy at the wedding, Curdy up north.
Yeah. And for all you guys who don't know, Kurt is our dad.
Yeah,
So
he's been on the vlogs. If
he's
you
been-
watch
yeah,
the vlogs,
He's been on the vlogs.
Yeah, he's been on the vlog a few
on
times.
video, we might just pop one up here.
Yeah. Right here. But no.
You can only imagine what Curdy will be talking about. In that
Oh
clip.
my God, we're gonna poke at him. We're gonna try to get him to throw some stories. Like he's been hit by a car and shit.
Yeah.
Like during
When he was a firefighter?
When he was a firefighter, like
Shout
fucked
out
up his whole knee.
Curdy's a hero.
For sure.
He is.
So I want to get that story. Got hit by a drunk driver. I think that'd be kind of an interesting story.
I mean, that guy's got
Plus,
stories.
I want to poke him for. See, I want to get a ruthless story out.
You want to get a reaction.
Oh, I want to get a fun
Something like Michigan football sucks or something. Get him
No,
really just boiling.
yeah, we gotta get.
Be like, which one of your 4 sons do you love the most? And why is it Zachary?
Why is it sad?
Probably me or Derek.
Yeah, it's him and Derek.
Probably
For
me or
sure.
Derek.
For sure. I would say so. So Tip, we're back. I was gonna see this. This is kind of off the point, but Zach and I were having this conversation, and I know we're trying to kind of treat this as more of like an internal podcast than anything.
It is.
But
I mean, sorry, not to cut you off. I think one thing is important for people to know is like, yeah, I'm jumping back on here. Fortunate to see the boys back home, but we just pick up right where we left off. So the flow of conversation is just gonna go where it goes.
That's what I said. That's what I said before. Like our internal pod will drop before this that me and Joshua just did,
yeah.
and we just said we're like we have to do that more because it's like as you build. Like they want to hear from other people, that's great. But if they really like you, they do want to hear from like what's going on in your life, and that's what I said right before this. I'm like, this is actually the real internal pod, like having you on. So it's always, it's always great to have you.
This
on.
will definitely come out relatively soon for the next couple weeks.
I like that. On the same podcast as Rashad Bateman. So
hey,
put that on the resume.
Hey, Rashad, dude, I'm excited for Rashad. I was telling Zachary like the Ravens, now they got Lamar, like OBJ. They got Rashad.
They just drafted a receiver.
They just drafted a receiver.
Zay Flowers, I think.
Was it Zay Flowers?
Zay something out of Boston College.
Yeah.
I was. I don't know if you guys saw like AB trolling like Antonio Brown.
Yeah, he saw that.
He's like
signed with the Ravens.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, bro! And everyone was tweeting it. They're like, AB signed with the Ravens, but the Ravens don't know yet. And it was just like everyone trolling him, and I was like, could you imagine if they got AB?
Can he play in the NFL again?
For sure. For sure, dude. He was too dominant in the NFL to just not be at least a top.
I don't know if any teams would sign him though.
I mean,
he's a risk. He's a risk. He's a massive risk, just personality. Because we talk about this all the time. If you can be a star player, but if you're a cancer, you're just a cancer, and you will implode the team. It doesn't matter how good you are.
True.
I mean, Dan Campbell said it, like, you can put up with one, maybe two personalities like that in a locker room, but then you're pushing it, so.
But it's like, who is that person? OBJ's a personality.
For sure.
So who else is a personality? Is Lamar considered a personality?
No.
I don't think so.
I wouldn't say Lamar's
I think Lamar's
a
good kid.
Let's see.
I think so too. Who do they got on defense?
Marlon Humphrey.
But I don't think he's a.
He's fire on Twitter, bro.
Yeah, no, but I don't think
he's a great follow on Twitter.
I don't think
good locker room guy.
Right, but I think that guys in the locker room love him. I don't think he's like a person. And I'm not to say that people don't love OBJ, but like you can tell
he's definitely a personality. But OBJ is electric.
Yeah, he backs it up.
I love watching OBJ.
It up. That's why I'm excited. That's why I'm excited for Rashad is because I think that with him and
he'll have some pressure taken off, and he'll be able to just. All he's gonna have is just one-on-one matches.
He's already
just got to win.
He's a dog, bro. You can watch his tape.
He's a hooper.
I remember following him, followed PJ Fleck to Minnesota and watching him in Minnesota. But as much as I do love talking about sports and cards and all that other stuff, I think that there's different ways that I could even take that. And one thing I love talking about the most is music. We're all music heads.
Music's great.
So I actually have a question to pose to you boys.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw it out here. We're all huge Drake fans. You're stranded on the island. 3 Drake albums. And why?
Do you want to go first?
I mean, I don't know if I have my whole 3. I know one of them I'm going to pick is Views. I know Views would be my...
Views is in my top 3.
My top 3 for sure. I mean, that's just classic.
Take Care is in my top 3.
Take Care is an easy one.
I think Take Care would be in my top 3.
Okay, so we have 2. What do you have so far? So we both got 2 out there. What are your 2?
I love Nothing Was the Same. Nothing Was the Same.
That's a tough one. Like I want to throw that in my top 3, but I don't think it is.
Nothing Was the Same is a huge album.
I think that
it reminds me too much of high school. I had to like.
But
stop
this is my thing. This is my thing. I wanted to say this real quick. Drake is one of the few artists that I listen to that like their old shit doesn't compare to their new shit. And so here's the thing. Here's the thing, and I'll give you another reference. Like The Weeknd. The Weeknd's old shit is like you could not fucking touch that shit. Like no one can touch that. No one will ever do that. And then his now shit, it's like I can't blame him.
Right.
But it's not something that I like.
So like I'm saying is I'm
Sam
kind of
Smith,
an old head.
Sam Smith, someone I used to like. You watch his shit now, you're like, Jesus Christ.
So I'm kind of an old head, and like I'm saying, if you're stranded on an island, you want the hits. Yes, you want the classics, right? That you're going to listen to forever. So that's why Nothing Was the Same is in my top 3 because it's got so many classic hits.
But like if anybody said Nothing Was the Same was Drake's best album, I'd be like, I don't think so, but like I can see why someone says it though.
I think it's hard to say what Drake's best album is because like it depends on what mood you're in.
For sure, it does. Like, there's no
I'm trying to go to unanimously.
Yeah, and I
views and Take Care always seems to. Every time I listen to it, I'm like, really.
I mean, yeah, I think we can. It ends up being, if you're gonna do a top 3 Drake, it's really a top 2 because Take Care is gonna really be in most people's top 3, I would think. I mean, if you guys think differently.
I agree.
Like Marvin's Room. Like,
that's the put on though. Like,
possibly the best song ever made.
The Ride, like.
Yeah, and that's why I was even gonna say.
I want to hear your top 3 before I say my top.
If
3.
I could just say Bridge Over Troubled Water, Ice in My Muddy Water, Rich off a mixtape, got Rich off a mixtape.
That's on wax. That was a good bar. That's a good bar.
I'm trying to think.
I have my third one.
Throw it out.
I don't know. Yeah,
What's it? What you got yours yet?
I mean, again, like
I'll throw mine out there because you guys are stumbling. Certified Lover Boy.
I just want to. I'm trying to give context to the people, you know, like, and not just run through it. So, like, I started listening to Drake a long time ago, and you know, in my older years, when a lot of new Drake comes out, you start going back through the files, and one that just sticks out to me is "Thank Me Later." Like, "Thank Me Later" is just such a timeless album to me, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The balls on someone to name an album "Thank Me Later." It's 14 songs, all hits, and the 14th song is "Thank Me Now." Like, I will thank you now, Drake. This was a great album.
I agree.
I mean, I can't disagree.
That's a really good one. That's his bet. That's my favorite of Drake's like throwbacks.
Like
really before he was like there.
Man, I'm trying to think.
But Certified Lover Boy.
I mean,
okay, the reason I say Certified Lover Boy, everybody looks at me like I'm crazy when I say this.
It's a little tough.
I think there's a
I don't know
maybe a little bit.
I do. It's all hits. It is.
It's hits, but
it is.
I talk about this all the time. I love the progression of an artist.
I agree.
I feel like in that album, he had a lot to prove. There was a lot going on. There was a long time before he dropped it. I think there was a lot of anticipation to it. And I just think his growth through the album and what he was really like willing to take people through was special. Recency bias plays a role. I agree. We just talked about how his older stuff doesn't compare to his newer stuff.
I think,
and that's where I'm at.
Overall, like maybe even from a marketing standpoint, right? He releases Honestly Nevermind. That's like a very dance, vibey Euro electric, and then gets people to criticize him about not rapping, even though he drops Jimmy Cooks. And Jimmy Cooks is one of the hardest fucking Drake rap songs.
That's a hit song.
Hard.
I think that people like they talk about Honestly Nevermind, but I think as albums age, I feel like
that'll age really well.
Age well. Like I think people are gonna look back
Text
and be
Go
like,
Green.
That's what I'm saying.
Bro, that song's like you have to be in the certain vibe, but if you hear it in the right mood, you're like, bro, you start shoulder shaking, bro.
Another one.
I listened to that, bro. I listened to that at work one day, and I just was vibing.
What's the Head in the Cloud?
That's Honestly Nevermind.
Honestly Nevermind.
Yeah.
Or
no, Head in the Cloud is Nothing Was the Same. Sorry, Nothing Was the Same.
I mean, Tie That Binds, Downhill.
Yeah, Tie That Binds.
So you say Nothing Was the Same as in your top 3?
Maybe.
Bro, we need a top 3. Spit one out. Let's go.
Man.
Come on.
I don't know. I know Views. Like Views is my number one album. Like I think.
Piss or shit. Let's go.
I don't know. I would say I'd say Thank Me Later. Maybe.
I mean, Views is fucking classic. Probably one of my favorite Drake songs. I mean, it always rotates, right? This guy has so many classic songs. Like, you can't even just pick one, but 9. 9 is a fucking fantastic song.
I think my favorite song off of Views is Redemption. Western Road Flows.
Yeah.
I love like Fire and Desire.
I
mean, like there's so many good songs off
Still
that.
Here, right?
Still Here.
Still Here is a banger,
I even like You Still like You With Me.
You With Me. I mean,
like with Kanye.
Feel No Ways. That's
that's a classic.
Feel No Ways is that album is crazy, classic. Bro. Like that album's crazy.
You know why? But it's like he was in a dark place, bro, and I think that's why it resonates. I love it. I think that, but that's why
super interesting.
Like that's why like The Weeknd, the trilogy album, the best, arguably one of the best albums ever. Doesn't matter the genre. Just because, bro, he was homeless, dude. He recorded that on a fucking tape cassette and got signed on a label, a tape cassette, and they were like, "Yo, bro, you need to re-record this shit." And he re-recorded it. Like he got signed off bro, I got rich off a mixtape, bro. He got rich off a tape cassette.
Hey, you know, those Canadian boys are different. But yeah, speaking about views and like his dark place, he comes back with more life in 2017. I think there's a snippet of a voicemail from his mom, and she's like, "I'm hearing this dark tone."
Yeah, I just heard that song the other day.
I'm worried about you. Like,
Yeah.
so negative.
Yeah.
He was in a very negative place. He's got another line about views, like,
Why was he in such a negative place then? What was going on?
I don't know.
Then?
I think that there was
going on with
there
him?
was a lot of beefs, bro. There was
2016.
Yeah,
I
bro.
believe,
He was
when released
beefing.
that album.
Yeah, it was. I remember.
But like, who was he beefing with? Like he
Me.
was
It
at the
there was-
top
I know, but there was
back
like a,
then.
yeah, but there
though,
was
still.
no. There was this period where he was like beefing with The Weeknd, beefing with like Meek and Nicki. Then he was
Joe
beefing with
Budden
Pusha
is
T.
Joe Budden is a
I remember
big.
was that around the time the
and,
Meek Mill shit was?
Yeah, I think so.
Common. Joe Budden and Common are two throwback beefs that a lot of people aren't very familiar with. He beefed with Common over Serena Williams, so you can go look
Drake
that
did?
up. Yep. They were both tied to Serena Williams back in the
Or
day.
he's always
know,
beefing with
bro,
Serena Williams.
yeah.
Then he chirped
Yeah, he
her
chirped-
husband, and
that
what
is,
album
like-
was that?
That was the last
I
album,
think that's
bro.
on
That's
Certified Lover Boy.
No.
No, that's
no, my bad.
That's the most
What is
recent
that?
one.
What's his most recent work?
Fuck.
It's not Honestly Never Mind, is it?
Jesus, why am I blanking? It's
Whatever it is, whatever. He's always been
Her
chirping.
Loss.
Her Loss.
Her
Yeah,
Loss.
Her
That's
Loss.
what it was.
Which I mean, I don't even really count, and I'm not counting like What a Time to Be Alive either. And
No, those aren't counted.
Those are like Her
No.
Loss is not a Drake album, you know. So
Yeah.
I agree.
but Her Loss though.
very
like,
stringent
there's
in our
some-
Drake. Album
There's some
rules.
classics on that though, like Jumbo shit popping, Jumbotron shit.
Her Loss
popping.
is really good.
There's a lot of good.
I just
shit.
don't know. I just don't like when people, and maybe listen. I'll always protect Drake because I just think he just is on a different level than everybody. Like I just don't even think he's like he's not in any argument. Who's the best? Like he's playing a different game than everybody. So that's why when people are like, "Oh, he sucks," I'm like, it's just not true. Like you can look at the numbers, we can listen to the music. Like where do you want me to show you he's the best? And that's why I always like protect him. But it's like, do you think? I always think about this. In our lifetime, do you think we'll see another artist be like Drake? Like that good, that just influential in our lifetime?
I
And
think
who
so.
do you think it is?
I think so.
I mean, it's very tough to say because Drake's the most successful artist I've ever witnessed. Definitely one of the most international artists I've ever seen. The person who it might be probably doesn't even exist right now. I mean, the youngest person I keep up with is Leroy, but Leroy does not have, at least right now, Leroy does not have.
I mean,
the
Leroy's
Drake
16
vibe.
though. I mean, like,
Or
listen,
he's 19.
19, whatever. He's been 16. for
One thing
4 years.
I did want to say is, as great as Drake is, imagine a world where Drake can dance. Imagine a world
It's
where
true.
Drake has like a
Chris-
tenth of Chris Brown's like skill. Like he could just.
I don't
fucking
know, man.
move,
I
like-
think guys dancing is like, bro, that shit, like, it's cool. Like, Chris Brown's like it's,
I mean,
it's hot,
it's
but, like, it's
impressive.
more for
I mean,
girls, bro. Like,
no, I mean,
no
it's
dudes,
true, but
no
like-
dude, like, there's not many dudes watching Chris Breezy and being like, damn, his music's so much better because he's out here fucking popping and locking. Like,
No,
I don't
but, like,
think
it's
so.
very impressive.
It's
you know,
impressive,
like,
but it's
super
like,
impressive.
but it's like
to be a showman and put on a fucking show. You
for
know,
sure,
like,
but it's for the girls, bro. And
For sure.
and Drake got no problem with that.
he just uses his voice and his overall light skin swag.
For sure.
This has been an incredible conversation, Tip. It's always a pleasure, brother.
For
Hey,
sure. Bro.
always down to conversate with my boys. You know,
Yeah. Bro,
always
we're-
here for you boys.
We're gonna gotta get you out to NY.
Again, is it coming out to NY, NJ? Like,
Bro, you got it tatted on you. You haven't come out yet.
I
It's
do.
crazy.
I mean,
Guy's
I've
got it
been out
tatted
there.
on
For
him.
the record, I've been out there. For the record, I've been out there.
But it hasn't been out there when we were there. So it's like, have you ever
Doesn't
been?
count.
Have you ever
Like,
been?
if a tree falls in a forest, no one's around. You know, it doesn't
If
make
there's
sense.
not a vlog about it, were you even there? I
I'm
don't
coming
think so.
and I'm
Wow.
locking myself into your house and coming out with 100 reels.
All
Let's
right,
do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, brother. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, guys. See ya.
I sold them packs to get them racks shit. I was stuck on my lows. And now I'm trying to get up. I told them niggas what's up. And now I'm singing. Yeah. If you gon' go, then go. Don't tell me you won't. I want them diamonds on my neck to make me look like I'm cold. That ain't for you and none of these hoes. That's just for me and my bros. I gotta fight for my balls. I gotta stack out this gold. I tell you I'm on the road. We bout to get all this dough. We ain't no fuck niggas, no. I swear to God, we the ghosts. This ain't the story they told. Man, if you know, then you